everybody, what's going down? It's your girl Jay Renee. You know, I always got something to say. And today, oh my goodness, you may have heard his music like everywhere up in the city if you keep it litty. Shout out to Malcolm. He has joined us. Y'all, oh, when I say that music is fire, that music is fire. So y'all give it up for Malcolm.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And like when we first met, it was during, I think it was an artist showcase at the my Houston accent gonna come out, the brewery.
Wonder Slab Holiday. I remember like it was yesterday.
Yeah. You had this Astros vintage jersey on. I'm just like, okay, first off, the fit fire. Second of all, I gotta meet him because that music was just too lit to just be here.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you know, it's just music is music, right? So if it's good, it's good. And, you know, they let the rest fall through, I guess. But, you know, I was happy to do the show. I was happy to meet you. I met a lot of people that day. A lot of great talent was there too. It was a good event too. Good event.
So that was probably about like 2018 or 2019 that we met.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
What has been going on since? I know you dropped a few projects. I know you dropped a couple singles. You've actually dabbled more into acting and directing, producing. So talk to me all about that.
So within the last year, I started doing acting and commercial acting and really modeling. And then in the last 2 years, I've just been working on craft really. I just took a step back, like low key. Like I did one more festival. I did Loud Music Fest, and then I took a step back, worked on all new music, kind of wanted to do a new approach to things and just take I don't know, like a different approach in life too. You know what I mean? Just different views, different ways of just doing things. So I just really just been rebuilding myself. You know what I mean? So rebuilding brand, rebuilding the way I look and stuff. I had long hair, I cut it all off. So it's like back to being short. So I've just been going through a lot of phases and stuff like that. That's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
Talk to me about your journey tapping into music and not just Houston music and Houston sound, but developing your own sound as well.
So music in general, for me, it goes a long way. My family had like their own record label back in the day, in like the early '80s, like late '80s to early '90s. It was called New Style Records. Like it was not even Houston rap, but it was just hip hop. It was just rap, hardcore rap, in my personal opinion. It was really great. They were on MTV Raps and all that. So that's where I got like most of my music from. So my music came from them, and my love for other people's music, that's how I became me, if that makes sense. Like I love Prince, I love Elton John, I love like Charlie Puth, like I love new guys too, you know what I mean? I bounce off of everybody, you know, I bounce off of ideas like that. And mostly just being inspired by great talents like that. I say that's why I start with everything. And everything is like a feeling, you know what I'm saying? We all connected to the source, you feel me? So I feel like if you hear something you know that nobody else can, you gotta put your art and ear to it and do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. Or at least sometimes that's what I do. And everything else is just a mix.
Talk to me, you know, the fact that you've been exposed to all this different type of music and at such an early age, which helped develop your sound, do you find that it's easier for you to couple those different genres to make your own genre? Because you know sometimes it's artists, once they find a genre that you know they blossom and they stick with it, but you, being that you have such an extensive musical background, you literally tap into every genre in your singles.
Yeah, I try. But it's kind of a natural thing. I mean, how can I put it? Like, I love R&B, right? I love hip hop, and low key, you can't have one without the other. Like they're like a nice marriage. that's been around for a long, long time. And no matter how you shake it, they can't really leave each other. So, I think it's easy to do it. You know what I mean? To make that blend happen. With pop though, pop is a little different. Pop is or like pop bangers, all those radio joints and radio hits, singles and things like that. Like I know songs like that, like those certain type of EDM tracks. Like those are a little difficult. Like those are a little hard sometimes. I mean, I got a few more that I'm working on for the next album that are like big songs like that. Uh, and it was a process to make. You know what I'm saying? It was just a certain process getting other people's ideas, even like other engineers. You know what I mean? Having somebody play the piano or something like that. It was a bunch of stuff to do. So
Now, another thing I found is that you don't really sample work. You're more so like your composition is your own. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
and so with that, do you find it easier for you to have your own composition of your music, or do you think that maybe one day or maybe one time you might sample? Or do you think sampling in general is just like, nah, like it's
I, I love it. I actually got the new album. So I got a lot of sample clearance I need to do. So the new album, I got at least 4 or 5 songs with samples in it. And most of it is like literally I took the whole track. I was like, nobody heard the song in a while. So what I did was I heard a certain song to it. I made it and then it was like, man, this shit's a fucking hit. But now my problem is getting the sample clearance. You know what I mean? So like I gotta go. Well, technically I gotta deal with not deal with, but I gotta contact the Atlantic. I gotta contact Atlantic Records and see if I can get usage or permission to do it. And if not, it'll be a great record, but it'll be on YouTube only. But no way I can make an end off of it. But the song is gonna be a big, big song. It's crazy. It's called "Tie Me Up." It's crazy. I took a New Shoes that I Can't Wait beat pretty much, and I made a whole new song to it. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'll send it to you in an email or something. You can listen to it.
oh yeah, definitely give me that exclusive. You know, give Germinate that exclusive now.
That's
And
cool.
I want to go ahead and tap to this new project. Let's just go ahead and jump into it because you already said, you working on the project, got 4 new samples. Talk to me about it.
All right, so I got 30 songs that I'm working on, and I've been working on them for the last 2, 3 years. Some of them, like I got one that I had for like 5 years, like a beat I made 5 years ago. I kept it because I didn't know what to do with it at the time. But as I grew, as I like gained more life experiences and everything else, I just started pouring more into the music and writing a lot more. So everything is like really natural. It's almost off based off freestyles, but it's so unique and it's so how can I say? Because it's not freestyles. It's not like Houston freestyles and nothing like that. It's all R&B. It's all pop. But the way I approached it was like hip hop. You know what I mean? How Jay-Z will sit there and then like write it in his head first before he spits it, or just seeing what flows naturally come out and building on those natural flows. That's what I did for the whole album, and everything's coming out pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Like I'm happy about it, and I think it's gonna not shock people, but it'll be different. I think it's gonna be a good ear opener for a lot of people. I think it's something different for the city too, for Houston, considering we don't diversity sometimes. Sometimes we do, sometimes, but in reality we don't. It's all hip hop. You know, Beyonce don't count. She like the biggest global star in the world, but Beyonce is Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you find it harder as a Houston artist to break out that box that society, or really the industry, put us in? Like, oh,
hell,
this is their sound, and we just like, no,
hell,
no.
hell yeah, hell yeah. That's the first thing I dealt with when I went to some labels. I was like, it was different. They liked my style, but they were more concerned about certain things and if I was coming up the right way and shit like that and the sound. But I think coming from the city, my voice, how I talk, like everything about me is Houston. I'm raised from streets in Houston, so I think that it's it's inevitable that I sound like it, so I can't run away from it. Um, but has it been difficult? Maybe it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, So I don't know. I don't know about that.
Talk to me about the growth and the structure of your sound from when you first came on the music scene to now, because it used to be more swing and then rain, type deal. You're not gonna say the whole thing because copyrights on YouTube. So
Like, yeah, I was real hip hop rap when I first came out, and that was like 2016 when I first came out. 2015, 2016, like on my own, and then that I dropped because at the time I dropped a mixtape called 1992, and I went by a whole nother name, Young Apollo. So I was dropping out songs called Gone, and it was all rap and just talking about a bunch of crazy shit. And then I switched it up. I started because I wanted to do singing. I was like, man, I love singing, and I wanted to do something that was poppy. I wanted to do something that I could create bangers off of. I wanted to create something that people could like live with, listen to on a daily basis, just have good fun to, not necessarily just want to think about something. You know what I mean? I made something for people that were either going through shit or like relationships problems and things like that, or people going through life problems. And now making more music with fun intended, with love intended, with a bunch of joy, in my personal opinion. Like it was funny, like making the music was almost like therapy. And it is like every time I write, it's like I write my life in a way, or I write something that I know. You know what I mean? Or somebody else's life. You might not know it. But when I do those things, it's like a release. But this time it's all about joy. It's all about like good fun and good like lighthearted activity type stuff. You know what I mean? But that's the journey, just jumping up and down. I just wanted to. I was not scared to take a dive, I guess, and I've been having fun since.
and then now you're acting, you're tapping into acting. And in the past year, you have been pushing hard. I mean, I've seen the headshots. I was like, okay, all right. Young
Hey,
Apollo turned into Balco real quick.
yeah, yeah. It was almost like becoming an adult, you know what I mean? Like just getting out my shell a little bit more. That's when I decided to go with my real name too. I just wanted to be more myself. And that's what the acting did. I always wanted to do it. I wanted to do it for the last 10 years, but I never like had the opportunity to do so. And I finally got the opportunity to do so. So I got signed by an agency. I'm with Neil Hamill Agency currently, and they're great people, outstanding character, outstanding people, and I'm having a good time. I mean, I submit more roles, I get some things. I did like a commercial a couple weeks ago. I did like a background for a movie a month ago. So it just depends on the work I get, but I'm trying to go out for all types of stuff.
Is it ever going to be a time where you're going to have your music in film and you're acting in that film?
I would love to do that. That's a big dream. I mean, we all got big dreams, right? I mean, if I ever wanted to really do it, and if I could do it, I would love to direct it, be in it, do all of it, do some Prince stuff. You know what I mean? Where you do the whole soundtrack to an album, that would be great. You know what I mean? Once, if I ever get the opportunity, I would do it without a heartbeat.
What about the revision of your family's record label? Are you still independent?
Well, I'm independent, but I do everything through my own label, 1992, the label. So I handle all my work through there, copyright all that, LLC, all that business. You know what I mean? Writing off stuff, taxes. I handle all that through that. But I got a lot of game. I got a lot of knowledge from my parents, from my dad. I got a lot of like, I was into the game early, like at 12, learning about certain stuff. It's about 13, learning about certain stuff in the studio at 15. I was meeting people like Papa Roo and all these people. I mean, good. Papa Roo's a good like family friend. He's a good dude. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but he's a great guy. But no, just I met a lot of people growing up. I learned a lot of things from people growing up, but it was just about hustling, you know, doing it on your own. That's what it was always about. Uh, I mean, if you do it with somebody, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But I just always did it solo. I don't know. It just felt normal.
What about the importance, since you learned about the game at an early age, talk about the strict importance of actually taking the time out to exercise all opportunities across the business field within the music industry before just jumping out there and just signing to anybody.
Well, signing to someone isn't bad necessarily. You just got a lot of people that don't read contracts. I think that getting older, like as a kid, I wanted so much. Like as a child, as a kid like that, I wanted the big fame. I wanted the big contract. I wanted all that. Then when I almost got it, when I realized how it was important and it was something dear, but when I didn't get it, I realized that damn, hey, it wasn't that needed. Or like it could have helped me out. It could have pushed me to a different level, of course. But at the time, will I be me who I am today if I got it? I wouldn't have really grown the way I did. You know what I'm saying? So even the years I was learning and growing and wanting certain things, I never knew as much as I do now, and that's because of my failures. You know, if that makes sense. So it really depends. It really depends.
So this new album that has been in the making for some time now, how is it? I mean, I know I can get a hold of it, but I want to know how everybody else can get a hold of it, or when will it be released, and what can we expect to be different that we haven't heard from yet from Malcolm?
Well, if you heard like I Know the song Want You, like those songs, like you can expect that. And then you can expect some R&B like Brownstone type stuff. I sampled some Brownstone. Uh yeah. I got songs like that I sampled from them. So it's a bunch of stuff that is gonna be, I feel, really R&B driven in my personal opinion. Um it just sounds like I can't put a real sound on it, but somebody said, but my old heads, they said it sounded like Keith Sweat. I was like, this don't sound like no Keith Sweat. Talking about, because you know how Keith Sweat do that sing, you know
I love me a little bit. Nobody.
yeah, but it's gonna be something like that. It's gonna be something a little, because I got an inspiration from I'll Be Sure on it. I got an inspiration from Mariah Carey. I got inspiration from Elton John, Prince, and I literally just tried to mix everything together. Uh, Charlie Puth inspirations, even some rock band inspired stuff like from Sublime, like all that Maroon 5, like Coldplay. Like I took all that inspiration um, and I put it into this album. Yeah, so that's how I see it. But I did it in my way, if that makes sense. Yeah. I got some songs called Sunflower, Tie Me Up. I got some songs called Prom. It's all aimed at the generic viewer, if that makes sense. But it's gonna be on Apple Music. It's gonna be on Spotify. It's gonna be everywhere. I don't know if I'll do physical CDs. I think it's only gonna be digital. I got 30 songs, so I'm gonna chop it down. So I'm gonna chop it down to my best 6 or 10, right? And I'm gonna do an EP release, and then I'll probably do maybe 4 singles along the way. Because the thing is with those sample clearances, if I don't get sample clearance, I can't release a song. And if I release a song, then I'll probably get sued. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the legal stuff I got to deal with to get these songs finished, to get it released. So I'm thinking maybe in the fall or something. Yeah.
Okay, you know, I love me.
Hey, that's classic. Yes.
Like I said, we can't say the words YouTube and take this down.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta be real careful. You gotta be real careful with that. YouTube copyright claim you real quick. They'll get you.
They sure will, man. Look, I want, so okay, so you said the fall. So y'all do your research when the fall is, because I'm not about to just tattletale Malcolm like that. But I want you, if you had to give your younger self advice, what would it be?
Take your time. Take your time, for real. Like, patience is such a virtue. And to be honest, like, if it's meant for you, it's gonna be for you. Like, that's with anything that you do. I'm talking about, it could be your corporate job, your day-to-day work. It could be something you doing on the side as a hustle, whatever. Like, what's for you will be for you. If you feel like there's an intuition pulling you to do something, then do it. But time and patience. I wish I had more patience. You know what I mean? Because so many sometimes I release a song and I was like, damn, I wish I had more patience. That song could have sounded better. You know what I mean? I could have did way more with this record. You know, that's why I wish I had more patience. Yeah.
And guess what? They gonna have patience when the album come out. Cause y'all, like I said, I ain't no snitch. But look, thank you so much for coming to join with us on the Talk With Me podcast. And brother, like I always tell you, if you ever need some, just hit a sister up. I got your back like Six Flags. You understand me?
Hey John, thank you. I appreciate you.
So just like that was Talk With Me podcast. I'll catch y'all next week. We're gonna have special guests coming. Y'all follow Malcolm on all platforms. Malcolm, go ahead and drop all your tags for me real quick.
Real simple, Malcolm HTX on Instagram. That's where you can find me. I'm on TikTok too, Bradley's doing videos on there. And then, yeah, I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on IG. And Malcolm HTX is where you can find me. Okay.
Yeah, dig. I'll catch y'all next week. Once again, Malcolm, thank you so much, brother.
All right, catch you later.